Hey, what is up, guys? We are back for episode 23 of our Let's Play series, and on today's episode, we're going to spend a little bit of time catching up on what I've been up to in terms of revamping the island a little bit, where we left off in regards to quests and the Nether, because we killed the Wither boss in the last episode, and yeah, I'll just give you guys a bit of an update on some of the progress that I've been making. So before we do that, you might notice that I look a little bit different. I have a new skin, and the skin is sort of a reflection of the channel logo and just, I think, kind of a new, fresh start that I want to have from this point forward. And also, the purple skin that I had before had a lot of transparency in it, which made it kind of challenging to use for video thumbnails and stuff like that. So we're going to use this one from now on, and yeah, it's going to kind of be the new look, the fresh start of my Minecraft character. So without further ado, let's get into some of the updates, and I'll walk you guys kind of through where we're at here. We are in what I am calling the Pit of Death. This is our AFK area where we've got creepers falling on that side, and there's also some creepers that are now starting to fall on this side, and all those creepers are falling to their deaths, and they're giving me gunpowder. I recently emptied all of this, but you can see here the chests are starting to fill back up with gunpowder, and I have 104 creeper spawners on this one side that I'm looking at currently, and you can see it fills up pretty fast. Every time that goes up by one, that's 1,000 coins. So it definitely gets money or gets coins pretty quickly. And then on this one side here, I do have not too many, but I think maybe like 20 pig spawners up there. We'll go take a look in a minute. And the pigs are dropping here primarily for just making sure I never have to worry about food. I just eat the cooked pork chops for food. I'm at the point, like I talked about briefly in the last video, where selling pork chops for money, it just takes a long time compared to the creepers, and so I'd rather just phase out the pigs for money and phase in creepers, and then again I'm keeping some here for food. And now you'll notice also I kind of have a theme here, and you'll see it as we keep going throughout the island. I'm replacing all of the droppers and mob farms with the nether brick as the walls, some glowstone for lighting. We got some iron, what are these? Iron, I'm blanking on the name now. Iron bars. Jeez, I wanted to keep saying fences, but that's clearly not it. And the quartz for the floors. And I just think it looks really clean. I've played Minecraft for a super long time, and just kind of the idea of nether brick always associates to mobs and fighting and all that fun stuff in my brain. So that's kind of the theme that I've chosen for this. So I've only got one side of the storage going down this far. I'll build this one here later. And then down over there, you'll see I've got my XP farm. I'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. And then I've also got a beacon down there for some extra damage boost while I'm going at the mobs that are dropping there. So let's go ahead and go up the ladder here, and we'll keep going on the rest of the tour. I'll kind of complete showing you guys this farm setup. So you'll notice, or maybe you won't, but if you did notice, I had several 100 million coins in the last video, and I got up to about 800 million, and then I bought about 20 creeper spawners to start this this next side going. So you can see here, I've almost got 2 rows, about 1.5 rows of spawners, and we'll keep building this out. And then, you know, hopefully with this side filled out and that side filled out, I'll pretty much never have to worry about coins or income ever again. I mean, I kind of don't right now, but I would just rather just get money really fast by doing it that way. So I'm going to be working on filling this out as we go. But again, this side is a replica of that side. And so they're just, you know, all falling to their death. Let's not get blown up there. That was really close. I can go down there. That's kind of the middle area again. And so this side is all full. So again, there are 104 spawners here. So there's pretty much just a giant wave of creepers spawning at all times. I also put this little fence barrier around the sides here just to make sure that I don't fall off accidentally. And then here are the pigs. There might be like 30 spawners in here, so maybe a little bit more. I probably need like half of this, to be honest. But they're falling down, getting cooked, and giving me the cooked pork chops. And so I just have this, with everything so uniform here, what's great is I can literally stand in that center spot down there where the crafting table is, and then this will be going, and this will be going, and yeah, just pretty much banking money at that point. So one other thing that's pretty crazy to think about before we move on the tour here is that if you count the spawners that I've added to this side of the dropper, along with the 104 that are over here, we have almost 5 billion with a B coins in the spawners, which I just think is pretty crazy when you think about it, right? It's kind of hard sometimes to think about how much money you might have earned on your island so far, because you don't see it unless it's in your coins counter over there on the right of the screen. But pretty crazy that I've actually purchased that many spawners here, right? These are all level 1s, which means they all came from the shop. So yeah, that's your fun fact for the day. In this small concentrated area of the island, there are literally 5 billion coins worth of spawners. So if you come back down here, one thing you might remember, or maybe you don't, again, like most Skyblock worlds, when you're first kind of building out your main island area, the main floor area, you are just really building with whatever materials you have. So that's typically cobblestone slabs or some kind of wood slabs, just to kind of maximize the amount of blocks you can place to build out your area. And so this was just a huge mess of dirt and cobblestone and wood. And so I went ahead and replaced everything with grass and some glowstone to light things up, just give it a bit more of an appealing look, I guess. And then I got like a little smelter section over here. I'll morph this into more of a super smelter later. Still have the main farm area over here that I need to start working on getting some wheat for. And then clearly I haven't organized everything yet. I still have a bunch of chests laying around that are, well, I click on the 3 organized chests I have. Hang on. Here we go. So this is, my chests are still a mess. We need to work on getting some actual organization going here at some point. But then over here, I still have all of my ores. So we've got the beacon here that's giving me a boost to mining speed, so I can just mine all this stuff more quickly. And then I'm working on putting together a sugarcane farm here, just so I can get enough sugar to start doing some of the side quests that need tons and tons of sugar. Over here, this spider farm isn't any different than it was before. I just replaced all the blocks with nether brick and all that good stuff. And then if we come up here, this dropper here is our what I'm calling the XP dropper, where I've got a number of high level spawners that are up here that are a combination of pigmen and wither skeleton spawners. So the plan here is to replace all the pigmen spawners with wither skeletons once I feel like spending 120 million coins per spawner. That's just because the wither skeletons will give me the most experience compared to the pigmen. Pigmen are like second best, but I believe most of these are level 70 spawners. Let's see here, I don't want to actually die. Level 60, was it level 60? Yeah, they're all level 60. There might be one in here that's a little bit higher. Yeah, that one's 75. That's from the 4th Nether Island. But I put those in here, and basically these guys fall a long, long way. So this is the first drop to get back down. And then they continue to fall through here. And we'll end up down here where they all fall into this 1x2 area, and then I could just kind of go to town. And I'm at level 200 right now, so it doesn't look like I'm getting a ton of experience, but believe me, this goes pretty darn quick. I think I sat here for like 10 or 15 minutes and got to level 200. So it didn't take too long. And then like I mentioned, I have a beacon here where I'm getting the strength 2 boost just so I can do some extra damage to the wither skeletons and the pigmen that are sitting here. Also, I've gone ahead and upgraded some of my tools, so let's put the armor back on. I do need to do some enchanting here on my armor at some point, but the biggest upgrade that I've made so far is getting my diamond sword to smite level 10. So this is now level 10, and I do anywhere between, like, from what I've noticed here, anywhere between like 5, well, maybe like 6 and 7.5 hearts of damage per hit. So some of the tough pigmen or tough wither skeletons don't die or don't die in 1 hit. But with Smite Town, I can kill most everything in there in 3 hits maximum, and that's just for like the really tough guys that are really high level that don't die in 1 shot. So that helps immensely with that XP farm and the speed at which I can kill those guys and get experience for further enchanting stuff on the island. Also, we'll go check out let's go to the hub real quick, and then we'll go check out the 4th Nether Island. So I just unlocked that in the last video. I didn't record myself going through it, but we'll talk a little bit about what we got on that and what you can expect if you actually unlock the fourth nether island. So don't pay any attention to the nether. It's still kind of a hot mess. I haven't gone through and cleaned up really any of this. These are all the quartz generators that I got from the fourth island. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 40 generators. I think these were all from that island. And the reason these are in here, I actually need to move all of my quartz generators in here. There is a quest currently in the nether to... Where is it? This one here. So I've got to generate 2,000 nether quartz in the nether, as well as craft the lapis lazuli blocks. I don't have to craft these blocks in the nether, but the nether quartz does need to be mined in the nether. It doesn't count for the quest if you're doing it in the overworld. So that's why I put these in here, and I still need to actually do some work and move in all of my other generators. So if we run over here real quick, I'll kind of just dodge all this mess that was made from the wither when we fought it. So if you remember from the end of the last video, there were blazes that we could see here, and there were a number of spawners throughout the island that I went and cleared. But you can see that there are a couple of towers here. So there's one here. Right up there in this area, there was a wither skeleton spawner up there. And then there was one blaze spawner here. There was like one there. There was one down there. There was like 1 or 2 spawners up there that were blaze spawners. And then lastly, there was a magma cube spawner, kind of typical in the iron here. And then in the middle of the island, there were a couple of spawners that I had to get down into. So there's this kind of little area down here inside the island. And as you can see, I haven't I haven't actually killed everything that was in here. I kind of just went around all these guys and picked up the spawners that were near them. Let's see, I think this is safe. Yeah. So there are some blazes still down here. There was a blaze spawner, a wither skeleton spawner, and then there was a single pigman spawner in here as well. So yeah, I've cleared all this part of the nether out. And then one thing you guys can keep me honest about in the comments, because I didn't pay attention like I should have. When you unlock this island, you do get access to... That's not the way back. You do get access to buying the quartz generators. So you can actually buy quartz generators now. I can buy them. I'll go show you. I did complete one quest from the island, which I'll throw up a screenshot of here, just so you guys can see what it was that I did. Sweet, we're on fire. And I didn't check whether or not I could buy the generators right after I unlocked the island, or if I needed to complete that first initial quest in order to get them. So one of you guys can keep me honest in terms of when the actual order of that is. But if we go to our shop here and we go to look at generators, you'll see here that I can now buy the quartz generators for 7 million coins, which is actually pretty solid. I actually expected it to be more expensive than that. Maybe not quite as much as the diamonds, but they just give so much experience and they don't take that long to regenerate. So it's actually a pretty solid price in my opinion. In terms of where we're at on quests that we'll start working through in the next episode, again, I'll focus on the main quests for the time being. So we have another fantastic glowstone quest here that I'll have to spend, some amount of time here AFKing by the witch dropper in order to get through that, because I am definitely not mining all that glowstone myself. So that was at 668, I think. Yep, so you can see it's going up. So it still works. I can still get the glowstone from the witches and progress through that quest. We've got Bully. This is an old one, but we need to work on killing some level 0 slimes. We've got to kill a bunch of wither skeletons, get some bones, some coal, and some skulls from them in the nether. So that's going to be fun. I have to build something in here to kill them. So I'll probably take some level 1 spawners that I'll eventually put in my XP dropper and use those in here to just not have to kill level 75 wither skeletons. That just doesn't sound fun at all. Still have glucose overdose. Like I mentioned, we got to craft a ton of sugar. So I'm working on building up that sugarcane farm. We've got the quartzology quest that I mentioned. And the last one is Oakenstein. Again, these are kind of old. Been dragging my feet on doing these, so we just need to power through those. And then we've got a ton of the side quests here to get through. Some of them are super easy that I just never bothered with doing, like this one, crafting 500 ladders. So we can definitely spend a little bit of time catching up on those and cranking through them just to get them off the book or get, you know, whatever's after them in place. So yeah, I think that is pretty much a good catch up of where we're at, some of what I've been doing on the island. If you're curious, I did actually get all of that nether brick by smelting netherrack in this furnace setup. So all of this nether brick came from netherrack that I bought from the store, because you can't buy the bricks themselves. So that took a while. There was a lot of time where I would just load all of this stuff up while I was AFKing down there, with a bunch of netherrack up here, a bunch of coal in the back, and then would just smelt up tons and tons and tons of bricks. And that allowed me to have all the materials to build this. I first had to tear it all down, then rebuild it. So yeah, that took a minute. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it for this episode. When we come back on the next one, we will start working through some of the quests that we have in our log. And then, you know, hopefully we'll have some more progress on the creeper dropper as well. I'll give you guys an update on how that's going. It's pretty awesome. The 2 layers side, the one that has two layers of chests, one on the top or one on that first floor and one on the second floor. Once those chests are full and I sell them all. Oh, hey, there's a spider. Oh, did he just drop back in? That was funny. Oh, he's back. Let's kill him real quick. When I clear that entire side, so the first floor and the second floor, there's 160 million coins if all of those chests are full. So, you know, every time that fills up and I take it out and sell it, you know, that's 4 creeper spawners right there. And then as this side gets filled up, that'll just get quicker and quicker. So my goal is to fill up both of these sides. Then I'll start working on things like buying diamond generators and some other things that are just more expensive. And I'd rather make sure I have an easy, sustainable way of getting coins fast, even though I kind of already do, but I just really want to get into a super conservative spot with that, and then I'll start kind of buying all that other stuff. So yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. Thanks again for all of you guys that have welcomed me back with open arms. Super excited to be back, super excited to be making these videos again. And if you guys like this video and this series, it helps me out a lot if you guys give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not. We're going to continue to have regular Minecraft content coming out in the coming weeks and months. I'll see you in the next one.